So Ghislaine Maxwell, the former, partner of Jeffrey Epstein, was arrested by the FBI earlier today for her connection with the child sex trafficking ring that her and Epstein operated. So let's check out this video from ABC on this. Volume would help.
I'm the acting United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York. Today we announced charges against Ghislaine Maxwell for helping Jeffrey Epstein sexually exploit and abuse multiple minor girls from the period of 1994 through 1997. Maxwell has been taken into custody early this morning in New Hampshire and will be presented this afternoon before a magistrate judge in the District of New Hampshire. You'll recall that the indictment against Jeffrey Epstein that we filed in July of 2019 charged Epstein with sexual abuse of young girls from 2002 through 2005. This case against Ghislaine Maxwell is the prequel to the earlier case that we brought against Jeffrey Epstein. As alleged, starting in 1994 until at least 1997, Maxwell
Where did it go?
had a personal and professional relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Maxwell was among Epstein's closest associates and helped him exploit girls who were as young as 14 years old. Maxwell played a critical role in helping Epstein to identify, befriend, and groom minor victims for abuse. In some cases, Maxwell participated in the abuse herself. As alleged, Maxwell and Epstein had a method. Typically, they would befriend these young girls by asking them questions about their lives, pretending to be taking an interest in them.
Trying to find the most vulnerable.
They would take them to the movies and treat them to shopping trips. Maxwell would encourage these young girls to accept offers from Epstein to pay for their travel and their education, making these young victims feel indebted to Jeffrey Epstein. After developing a rapport with the victims, Maxwell then tried to normalize sexual abuse with a minor victim through a process known as grooming. For example, Maxwell would discuss sexual topics with the victim and undress in front of the victim, or be present for sex acts involving the minor victims and Epstein. Maxwell's presence as an adult woman helped put the victims at ease. As Maxwell and Epstein intended, this grooming process left the minor victims susceptible to sexual abuse.
A little video.
Every day you're eating acidic food.
Get out here. A little video from the, Southern District, probably attorney there. So it's interesting. So that was from 94 to 97, the charges against Maxwell. Here's a picture of her. So that was acting U.S. Attorney Audrey Strauss. Perjury charges made in civil depositions according to the complaint. Maxwell previously denied any wrongdoing, but there's quite a bit of evidence that she was deeply, deeply involved in this. Arrested in New Hampshire. I'm kind of honestly surprised that she was still in the country with her wealth and, resources. You would think she would be hiding out in a different country far, far away. Strauss said prosecutors would seek her detention in New York. If convicted on the charges, Maxwell faces up to 35 years in prison, according to the prosecutors. Epstein's alleged victims expressed gratitude to the investigators for their work. Jennifer Arias, who has alleged Epstein abused her, said in a statement that she was able to take a breath of relief. So, I mean, I think question is now, um, is the same thing that happened to Jeffrey Epstein, the alleged, suicide, which I think at best you have to look at that very, very suspiciously because of all the powerful people. At best, like I said, you have to look at that very suspiciously because of all the massively, massively powerful people Epstein was connected to. I mean, fucking Prince Andrew, Israeli military intelligence, Donald Trump, former President Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, Elon Musk. The list goes on and on. Various governors, powerful politicians in the U.S. and outside of it. And more than likely, Epstein had dirt on huge, huge chunk of those freaking people. Alan Dershowitz as well. And just conveniently, before that stuff was set to go to trial, apparently killed himself, and there was no cameras, the guards are sleeping, and, is the same thing going to happen to Maxwell? I mean, it's definitely within the realm of possibility that, something like that, something really fishy or shady happens around Maxwell once she ends up, in jail or prison, or once it gets closer to her time to testify or whatever. Who's to say that she's not willing to throw those same people under the bus that maybe Epstein is willing to? They get word of that and she ends up dead in her cell as well. I mean, it's definitely within the realm of possibility from my perspective. And this is a tweet I came across from Whitney Webb, who has done an extensive amount of reporting on the whole Epstein, sex trafficking ring and all of that, and is writing a forthcoming book on that topic. Having now read the SDNY indictment of Ghislaine Maxwell, one thing stands out. The charges are mainly for enticing minors to travel to engage in illegal sex acts, specifically Epstein, and there's also a perjury charge. However, the indictment says Maxwell herself sexually abused the victims but wasn't charged for that. What the fuck there, right? Why would they not charge, why would SDNY, Southern District of New York, why would they not charge her for sexually abusing the victims if it's in the fucking, the charging papers? In other words, they admit that she sexually assaulted minors, but is only charged for her enticing minors to travel for abuse by Epstein, not her. Slap on the wrist forthcoming. Christ, dude. So, we'll see what happens, but yeah, why would they not charge her for the sexual assault if it's in the indictment? What the fuck? What the fuck, right? So, ongoing developing story. We'll see what happens, but again, I wouldn't. She's facing potentially 35 years in prison for these charges, so basically a life sentence at this point, because she's 58 and what would be like 93 or something when she gets out. So a life sentence, obviously, doesn't increase your lifespan or quality of life being locked in a fucking cage and treated like like an animal. And obviously we shouldn't be locking animals up in cages either, but with that type of sentence hanging over your head, she's probably going to be thinking, who could I sell out? Who can I provide information on to lessen that sentence or whatever? And again, if she has information on, people like Clinton, Bill Gates, Donald Trump, Prince Andrew, various powerful heads of state, Elon Musk, different former, governors, etc. Um, I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Peace, much love.